Hello, everybody. This morning, I have something in my mind that I want to share with you. And there is a saying that says, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds, and you can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. It even rhymes. So I've been really very interested and intrigued about the mind, how it works, and how we can feed our brain, and how everything that we feed our brain, whether it's food, thoughts, exercises, that is gonna take care of our well-being, right? And many times we're thinking, oh, we need to eat this and this, and we need to exercise, and we need to do that and do the other stuff. But everything compounding is what feeds our brain. It's what helps our flowers grow or our weeds grow. So we can tend our minds just as we tend our gardens. But instead of growing carrots or tomatoes, we can grow our brains or the synapses connection between the neurons, to be more specific. So yesterday I was talking with a friend, and she is in therapy because she has a lots of aches and pains. And she's been in this institute just with therapy once or twice a day. And it was fascinating when she was telling me that there's a lot of different technology that they're working with that works with the brain. And something else that they're doing is that they know what the thoughts are having, what thoughts are processing in our brain, or what part of the brain needs to be stimulated. And they stimulate it with essential oils. So when what they're doing is that they're knowing what to work with the brain and what needs to be reinforced, then they open an essential oil and they make them smell through one nostril. So it trains the brain when they smell that to heal that part of the body. And then on the other side, they use a different essential oil smell, and then they make them smell on the other side. So it heals that part of the brain or that part of the body that needs to be healed. So for me, that's fascinating, and it's helping me understand even broader of how much the brain impacts the way we are, what the way we think, the way we strive and survive, the way we act, and the decisions that we make. So the better we can train our brain and learn about our thoughts carrying us over to where we want to go, the better off we will be. And it takes time, right? It's a garden is a great place to cultivate growth mindset. And and for all of those who have students or little ones in charge, or ourselves, right? When we plant a little seed in our garden, and we can see garden as a verb and not as a noun, because it's the processing of gardening that is the most important and rewarding. When we are putting some seeds into a fertile soil and they make them grow, that is the seeds that we're putting in our brain so that we can make it grow better. And it's also the same for relationships, for upbringing as a parent. Every little thing, every decision, everything that we do is either planting a seed to grow a flower, or it's planting a seed to grow a weed. So I came across a little article that is part of Green Minds, and that they are talking about planting those seeds in our students or our children. And I want to reference this as this is an article that came in the Little Green Thumbs. And and this I loved about it. So in our gardens, we must plant the right seeds. So remember, your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. That's what we're talking about. And you can plant the flowers or you can plant the weeds. That the choice is yours. Every choice we make every single minute of our day is guarding or gearing towards that, planting the flowers. So those weeds in our garden are the negative thoughts that have taken root. And if we do not regularly weed out the garden, what we water will grow. So again, our actions through health coaching, we help our clients learn about their thought processing. Many times it's very difficult to remove our negative thoughts, and many times we don't even think that we're having negative thoughts, or we're not aware of how many negative thoughts we have in our brain. So when we're regularly training ourselves to listen to what negative thoughts we have and retrain the brain to have a more positive thought, then we're kind of weeding out all those weeds from our brain so that we open space for more flowers to grow. Something that is fascinating is that we can't always control what seeds fall into our garden, what thoughts, right? Or what people come into our garden. But we can choose which to water with our attention. And just like a garden, your mind needs daily attention, and it's your choice where to direct it. So you have the option to direct it to the right one or to the not so right one. So remember, all plants grow in their own time. That's fascinating as well. I recently planted a seed of an avocado, and in the seed, it takes 5 to 10, 13 years to grow an avocado. So the plant or the seed grows at its own time. We cannot force the plants to grow, but we can create the best conditions for that growth. And we must be kind and patient with ourselves while we learn and we grow. We don't bloom overnight. Like the example that we just did. Some plants or some trees grow much faster. Others grow slower. Some take longer to bloom a flower. Some take much longer to bloom a flower. We need to learn to be patient. And in this growing, there's also sunny days and rainy days. Some days we feel very cheerful, we're doing all the right things, we feel so good, so energetic, and we want to keep going. Some days it's rainy, some days it's like rainy, and sometimes for us, for many, is pouring. And in that pouring, it doesn't mean that is wrong. It's sometimes it's learning and failing are so hard that they are almost like unbearable. So those rainy days or stormy days are there to help us and build us stronger, and to help us learn that we must persist, because the waters will seed, and then we'll be able to keep on going on, right? Sometimes we do need those challenges to create that awareness, to learn, to build us stronger so that we can overcome. And a great thought that it came in this article is that what if when someone fails, a student fails, we fail in something, instead of thinking, oh, I'm a failure, thinking this is a great fertilizer for our garden, because when we fail, it means that we're doing something and that we're learning and that we can overcome that failure and that we can grow from that and learn from that. So when we have negative thoughts, then those, or not negative thoughts, sorry, when we fail at something, then we can feel that that is fertilizer for our garden. And then our garden, what will happen? It will grow even beautiful, more beautiful flowers. So remind ourselves to regularly work with our intelligence. And our intelligence is not something that is fixed. When things are difficult, the brain grows just like the garden, and as long as they don't give up. So whatever we're doing in life, no matter what we're going through, bigger challenges, smaller challenges, wherever we put our thought and our focus, that is what's going to grow. So if you're focusing on the failures and I am not enough, I cannot do this, I'm not strong enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not worthy enough, then that's that's just weeds that are growing in our brain, our well-being, and it manifests in our body. So a lot of the aches and pains that we're having are because our brain is full of weeds. So we need to retrain our brain and to pull out those weeds. So we create that space. We slowly bring those positive thoughts that overcome those negative thoughts, and that we slowly start fertilizing that soil so that we can plant more seeds in it so that they can flower. So my wish for you is to start learning how we can start thinking about our thoughts in a different way, and how we are going to be feeding our brain, and what we will be allowing for our brain and our thoughts to be processing. It's fascinating how there's little different things that we can be doing every single day to help us feel better, feel with more energy. With more energy, we're able to do more things. If we feel lousy and we feel tired, are you wanting to be creative in that state? Do you want to be helping others in that state? You just want to go and hide under your covers and go to sleep, right? You don't want to deal with anything or with nothing. So these days and every single day, we can be true to ourselves. Know that if we're having a bad day, seek for help, seek for a positive thought, a book, a podcast, something that helps you pull out away from that negative thoughts, and actually not away, but acknowledge that negative thoughts for it to teach you. And then you're able to think about, okay, what will I want instead? And when you have that other statement, for example, I am not good enough. It's like, I have not learned this yet, but I'm in the process of learning. So that is when we speak to ourselves in that positive thinking, then we open up a horizon of possibilities. So I like to see it as a rainbow. So we are on one side of the rainbow and we want to get to the treasure. We need to enjoy the colorful rainbow of thoughts and processing and our struggles and challenges to get to the other side. So I want to leave you with that and with a little assignment for the day. And look for all those maybe 2 or 3 thoughts that you're having in the day. Catch yourself today listening to that and say, hey, thank you for bringing me this to my awareness. And then try to change it to a more positive thought, and see what happens, and start growing some flowers in your brain instead of weeds. I leave you with that. Hope this is helpful for you. I am fascinated with the brain processing, and I look forward to speaking with you again. So by the end of the day, then just write down in a little journal, it was what was positive today? What did I do that made a difference in my day? When you start retraining your brain like that and you start looking for all those positive things, then you feel much better than even the next day right away. So have a blessed day, and go and bless others. And I'll leave you to that today. Happy day.